All right, everybody, welcome back to another week of ESL's King of the Hill, coming to you live from their Southern California studios here in Burbank. I'm James Chen.
And I am Ultra David. Yeah, it's good to be back here for another week of King of the Hill. I mean, last week we saw some fantastic play out of Punk. I mean,
I feel like he's like the new K-Brad right now.
Yeah, why not?
K-Brad he won what, like 2 months he was a king for like 2 or 3 months or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, Punk's only been doing it for 3 weeks now, but I feel like this is the start of something pretty crazy.
I definitely agree. Yeah, as we said, last week, Smug can't be here for a couple of months due to school. And so because Punk beat Smug at Winter Brawl, a couple weeks back.
And King of New York, frankly.
That's right.
Yeah,
King of New York.
yeah.
He's no longer the interim king. He's the king.
So
he defended that last week. And yeah, looked just fantastic.
He's using like all these different characters too, right? So we've seen him now win games with Nash. Obviously he did pull out Karen against like SD Pinoy, but last week he went with Cammy. Cammy against Mike and Ike, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, he said he did it for you, so nice work.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, again, of course, we have new challengers here this week, and I'm really excited about this. So if you remember for season #1 last year, it was a NorCal versus SoCal.
Yes.
And now we're moving on to an East Coast versus West Coast. Well, all the players who were in that NorCal, SoCal can come back. And for the West Coast, representing the West Coast, one of those players has come back, and that is Commander Jesse.
That's right. Commander Jesse is one of the players we have today. The other side, Ludovic, from Maryland on the East Coast. So,
Chun-Li
these are the characters
loyalist.
we expect. Yeah, of course. Dalsum for Jesse. He does have Mika, but just looking for Dalsum today. And for Lud, it's always Chun-Li. It's always Chun-Li. We heard him talking earlier about characters that he likes in other games, and he said something like, "Oh, X or Y is my favorite character, except for Chun-Li."
Yep, Chun-Li is the
number one.
Yeah, that's the number one. And but of course, even looking further past this week, if you look down there, I'm really excited for these other matchups coming up. I mean, we see Ray versus Flo. Flo is making an appearance here at King of the Hill, and of course, it's also going to be Tampa Bison versus Rom, who is looking utterly confused. So
That's right. Well, as always, let's talk about the format.
Sure.
East versus West, as you said. That's what we have here in the Invitational. And the King returns next week, as always. So today it will be Jesse and Lud. Winner of them will play against Punk to see who's going to be the king.
Right. And of course, all the matches that we play here are a 1st to 10. Which gives people plenty of chances to adapt and adjust and figure out, change their strategies. All characters are allowed, and 3 of the stages are banned: skies and beach for various reasons, disorientation and
Obfuscation.
Yeah, and training stage, of course, is just. We've seen it too much. And so the loser has the option to change characters as per normal tournament rules. The winner has to stay with the exact same character.
Yeah, that's right. So going to be very interesting to see how these two players handle things.
Yeah, it's going to be Chun-Li versus Dalsum, 2 characters that went in decidedly opposite directions, I feel like, between Season 1 and Season 2.
Yeah, might be so. I'm not convinced that Sim shot too far up the charts, but,
but he still went up. He still went up.
He did, and Chun-Li definitely had the opposite direction.
Yeah. So I'm going to be interested to see how this, because obviously before in Season 1, I felt like Dalsum kind of fought Chun-Li by floating around on the other side of the corner, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch moving forward, and you'll want to stick around moving forward with us via Twitter, which you can do at twitter.com/ESLSF. Make sure that you follow. I mean, there was a nice sneak peek at the upcoming matches for the coming weeks, and you're definitely going to want to make sure that you follow and find out exactly what's going on when.
Yeah, and of course, some of those other weeks still had the little mysterious silhouettes.
Yes.
So follow along, to see who will be showing up. And of course, if you can also follow us on twitch.tv/UltraChenTV, as well as twitter.com/UltraChenTV. Every Tuesday we do Tuesday shows where, we talk about recent tournament results, we talk about, new patches and games and all sorts of storylines that are going on in the fighting game community.
Yeah, we'll talk about SunCal Showdown and a bunch of other stuff that happened this past weekend.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, we've got a really cool matchup coming up here again with Lud and Jesse. Jesse, of course, who has really started coming into his own towards the end of last year. Right before Brooklyn Beatdown, if you remember.
Yeah.
He hadn't won a Wednesday Night Fights, and then right before he made it to Brooklyn Beatdown, he actually did win that week, and since then he has been doing exceptionally strong at Wednesday Night Fights.
Well, I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with him. We're going to get that in just a bit. We'll be back shortly. Let's talk a little bit with Lud. What's up? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Well, I appreciate you coming. So you're out here from the East Coast.
Yes, Maryland.
Maryland. Playing Chun-Li, as we mentioned before, Chun-Li is your character.
Yes, my favorite character to play, Street Fighter.
I mean, but at all, right?
Yeah,
like
#1.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about, for example, Marvel. You used to play Chun-Li in that game.
Chun-Li, yeah, pretty much all the Street Fighter that any game she's in, I'll always play Chun-Li.
Yeah. I think that's cool, admirable, maybe sometimes effective. If you're gonna pick a character that's like your main across games, then like she's pretty good.
Yes.
She tends to be pretty good.
She's usually a top tier character.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you feel about her now in season 2?
I feel like she's good. Like she can be good, but the meta of this season is not in her favor.
Okay.
So like before, she had offense in season 1, where she could just air legs and play footsies. Now they want you to play footsies in no pressure.
Yeah.
So that kind of hurts her. And like the top tier, once they hate you, they're just on top of you, and she can't really handle the pressure. So I feel like that's why she's weaker in this version.
Where about would you put her?
Maybe number 13 and lower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a big drop.
Yeah. 13 and lower.
Okay. All right. Have you played much against Dalsum? I mean, that's what we expect.
That's
from
a
Jesse.
matchup I normally struggle with, but I think I've gotten better personally. In season 2, I went in training mode and tried to figure some stuff out.
Okay.
So hopefully it works like my favorites today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you played against Jesse before?
Yes.
How did that go?
He won 32.
Okay.
At the King, no, it was ESL,
The Brooklyn
beatdown,
Yeah, in
but
New York.
the one in New York, and we had an exhibition there, and it came close, but he won that set.
Okay. Have you played against Punk?
I have in tournament before. I think it was Summit Jam last year.
Okay.
I sent him to losers, and then I lost in my winners final match, and that really affected me. And then when I played him on stream, he pretty much just destroyed me.
Oh no.
So.
If it comes to that today, say that you beat Jesse, you move on, you play against the King. What do you feel about the Punk matchup? Like how would you approach it now? I mean, because I got to be honest, him from summer of 2016 versus now, I feel like he's a lot better. Yeah.
Well, I see he's doing really well. I'm not gonna worry about that at all. I'm just going to try to play my game.
Okay.
I kind of understand how he plays, so hopefully my strategy that I have against him counters whatever he's trying to do.
Do you have a strategy? You don't have to say what it is, but like,
Yes.
have you thought about?
I mean, I'm going to play Chan, but I have a strategy against his style.
Okay, cool.
Here.
All right, good. So are you going to be traveling around much in the future?
Yes. I don't know. I'm not sure about international, but I'm planning to go to a lot of tournaments.
Final round's coming up very shortly.
I'm going to final round and probably NCR.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to hit all the tournaments in the United States.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that goes well there and also today.
All right, thank you.
But for now, let's go over to James. We're going to get a conversation with Jesse.
All right, I'm standing here with return King of the Hill contestant Jesse. You're going to be playing against Lud here, and he just mentioned that you guys played each other at Brooklyn Beatdown, right? And you won that one. But how do you feel about the match coming up today?
It's a matchup I feel pretty good in against Chun. When we did play over in New York, it was really close and we went down to the last round. So I know not to sleep on him, obviously. He's a really good player. But it's one I feel comfortable in, but I definitely have to be sharp.
So obviously that was a Season 1 match that you played, and I do feel like, well, let me ask you, do you feel like Dalsum got better in Season 2?
I definitely feel like he's improved a bit in Season 2. His limbs and his normals help him kind of zone out people, which is what he was always kind of meant to do. So he's more of a wall now than he was in Season 1. And I know Chun has gotten a little bit, a little nerfed. She's not the same character, so it does help in that regard. So it does help in the matchup a lot.
I feel like I remember you talking about this at our Wednesday Night Fights before, but I think you said that was actually kind of interesting for you because you used to play a very offensive Dalsum, and now you had to learn to incorporate some more defensive stuff, right?
Right, yeah, that was more of a personal struggle because I was usually a little bit more creative and more rushdown, and I guess I got that from like us, like RTSD, like West Coast style, like aggressiveness, and I like playing that way, but I know that sometimes I have to dial it back, and Season 2 Dalsum seems like it's more... you get more reward by kind of just, putting up that wall.
Now, so last year, I just mentioned earlier that, right before you went to Brooklyn Beatdown last year, you won your first Wednesday Night Fights, and then it was a big win for you. I remember how emotional you were and everything like that. But since then, you've won how many more Wednesday Night Fights now?
I think I've won 5 total. It was really just it was a breakthrough moment for me because I've been going to Wednesday Night Fights for years. So to win that, and then I was able to carry that momentum to Brooklyn Beatdown. And I guess getting that first win out of the way helped me kind of feel more comfortable in those situations.
So, I mean, what would you say to people at home? Like, if they came and asked you, like, Jesse, please help me. Like, I want to get to your level. What was it that, put you over that top, like, helped you break through that wall?
Perseverance, definitely. I mean, I felt like I had to go through a lot to get to that place. Like, definitely, that season, I think I got second and third like 5 or 6 times, and people were starting to say I was cursed. So I was almost starting to believe them. And I guess in that grand final set, I was against Buchenstyle. I was able to come back. And I think when I was able to come back, I believed in my own head that I was going to win. So I feel like installing that confidence in yourself and just believing that you're capable of doing something of that caliber helps you get to where you want to get to.
Okay. Well, so obviously you have to play Lud first here, but, just kind of previewing, if you manage to beat Lud, you're going to be going up against Punk, right? Do you have a lot of experience with Karen, and have you played Punk before?
I've never played Punk before. I think I might have played him in Street Fighter 4 online, perhaps. I just remember that, like, I used to play as Ken player, and he was a little laggy, but then, like, now he's just, like, an amazing player, and he's on the rise, and he's one of the best players in the country right now. So if I do get a chance to play him, if I hopefully win my first match, I'm really excited to see what that's like.
Well, I mean, this season of King of the Hill, we've been billing this as East Coast versus West Coast. And, I think last week East Coast won. The week before that, East Coast won. East Coast has been kind of dominating for a little while. Like, how does that make you feel right now?
I don't know. I feel like I'm representing the West Coast, and I don't want to let them down. Like I've watched the last couple episodes, and I see how they're coming in here, and I don't really like it that much, to be honest, James. I kind of want to rep the West Coast. I've always wanted to rep SoCal and West Coast, so I'm gonna do my best.
All right, and just just from a Dalsum standpoint, so obviously Dalsum did get a little bit better, but he still has some bad matchups, right? Can we expect any secondary characters coming out, or are you going to stick with Dalsum the whole time?
I think I'm more or less going to stick with Dhalsim just because I'm really comfortable with him right now. I do play some characters on the side, but I'm not fully confident in them yet. So they're kind of at bay. But for now, I just feel like I should go with what I know.
All right, well, we're going to see how that's going to pan out. It is going to be Dhalsim versus Chun-Li, Jessie versus Lud. And we're going to see that right after this break with this first to 10, so stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back to ESL's King of the Hill. I'm James Chen.
And I am Ultra David. Interesting to talk with Jesse there about his desire to protect the West Coast.
Yeah.
You're right, it hasn't gone that well.
Trust me, I've been noticing.
Oh, I've been noticing too.
It hurts the heart, but
yeah,
you know.
There was that stretch of K-Brad winning for NorCal, and then that immediately, that changed into the West Coast.
Right,
But since then, it has not gone that great.
Exactly.
So, the hometown for me, SoCal and West Coast,
ain't doing so well.
Hasn't been that great.
So yeah, but this is going to be a tough match coming up against him. Again, Lud has just been a strong player. And as we mentioned, a multi-game player. Anything with Chun-Li in it, he's been very, very effective in. And in fact,
Lud's been around for a long, long time.
It's funny because he was even just talking about earlier that, Ryan LV's current team that he's doing well with in Marvel was actually one of his original teams that he played in Marvel. So, he was a pioneer of that team.
For sure. I think that's really cool. Now, Lud's been around for a long time. I used to live in that area where he lives now.
Oh, right.
Maryland, D.C. I lived in D.C., MDVA, the DMV, whatever you want to call it. I used to live there. So, I have some positive thoughts about that side of the world, but I got to go with my SoCal dude.
Well, Commander Jesse, as I said,
see, though.
Burst onto the scene with the Brooklyn beatdown. He double perfected Mago remember? And that he made top 8, and that was a really big deal at the time. He really kind of put himself on the map at that point. Like I said, and like he said, that win gave him so much confidence.
Oh,
and he has just been a force at Wednesday Night Fights since then.
And he burst out of his pants right there. His knees have entered the stratosphere. Hopefully that's not going to be too cool for him. Hopefully there's going to be reasonable temperature in his area. Good luck. Good luck.
All right, so it is going to be Dhalsim versus Chun-Li. I doubt we're going to see any character changes here.
Right.
But I'm really interested to see how this match goes because I really feel like, you know, one of Chun-Li's biggest weapons, the air lightning kicks, is not going to be as oppressive as it was in Season 1.
That's definitely true, right? So air legs were very strong before. They allowed her to pressure and set up nice, unthrowable situations for herself, getting into some nice, trap slash damage. Not really the case now. You have to use them now and then. I talked with Lud about this. He said, look, you got to use it sometimes because you have to have some kind of offense with her. But it's just not what it used to be. So he thinks that she's more of a mid-range character. Like he said on the interview, he just doesn't feel like that's really the meta of the season. Well, we'll see how he does against a character like Dhalsim that was mostly neutral.
You can still combo off of the air lightning legs. It's just on block. She's minus now, so she has to give up her turn. And I mean, Jessie has been doing amazing at the start of this round. Finally, Lud now getting in there with the V trigger to see if he can get something going. But now just cooking. We've got some Chinese food on the grill right now. Down to no health left. Oh. Barely missed with that stand fierce, which would have clipped her. Oh, wow, she gave us own life back from the white health.
Right.
But still was not enough.
Well, round 1 goes to Jessie. I really like the neutral game that he played during that. That said, I do think there were some important things on Lud's side to note. The sweep to punish a limb from far away. Back fierce is something he tried when this round started. Another important tool. EX legs now. Question is, can he get the offense going?
There's an interesting start right there for Commander Jessie. Finally Lud got in there, and immediately he had the counter. He challenged with his standing light punch.
Oh, that's
gonna get under. Yeah.
I really like that tool. Grab. Oh, a little too far.
Oh, that's punishable. Nice. I like that punish into the V trigger so we can get to the other side.
And you see him not even go for the pressure after that. He just wanted to let her cook a little bit.
And look at that white health, even building up even more. That stand strong did so much damage.
Yeah, and it's a big benefit to Dhalsim in Season 2, even on top of benefits, buffs that he got himself. The fact that Grey Life stays around a little bit more means that his harassment from far away is more legit over time. You're worried about it now.
Yeah, and not only that, but the harassment from far away is not negative like it used to be. So you block standing fierce punch or heavy kicks and stuff like that. You were really negative, so that the opponent could just block it and dash in. But that's just not the case anymore.
Dhalsim wins.
All right, well, first game is gonna go to Jessie.
More especially on hit. Now if you hit with buttons as Dhalsim, it used to be that many characters could jump or, sort of.
Was it only on hit that it changed, not on block?
Some normals are also blocked, but
okay.
Yeah, most the bigger changes is the hit.
Got it. Nice. That's, anytime you trade with an anti-air with Dhalsim, that's always a benefit for Dhalsim because he just does not want the opponent to get in.
Wow, look at these roundhouses at that range.
This color of Dhalsim is throwing me off. It looks like a tree.
I love it. I love this color of Dhalsim.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's so jerky. Trying to control this corner. Oh, out of there. Not even anti-air. That floaty jump actually was useful for Chun-Li in that instance.
All right, well, there you go. See all that life that's building up there, and it got Lud to go away.
Right.
It got the pressure off, and
look at that. That was an SPD of damage
that
right there.
throw did like 2.5 damage of a normal throw.
Right, yeah. Nice. Lud now looking for crush counters from far away. Another change that came out, oh, well, let's talk about that in a second, but overhead or low. He tried for the overhead.
But he still gets the throw. Okay. Whew.
Okay. So another nice thing for Dhalsim is that his stand strong used to be hittable by a lot of things that were low attacks.
Yeah.
So you could get crush counted by sweeps and the like. Now they've changed that a little bit, so it's not as susceptible. You can still get hit by things, but not as susceptible as before. That's a real big benefit to his screen control.
Oh, I love that stab with the towards medium punch.
There you go.
Oh, but it was too far, and I'm not sure why he canceled into the EX Lightning Legs if he thought that would reach from that range. Oh, yeah, there's that sweep again. Get the knockdown, but very large life deficit now. Oh,
there you go.
Yes.
That was really good stuff. He might be a hit away from, Super's on the next confirm if he finds one.
Well,
very nice punish.
Just spends the meter now with the life lead, and there it is again with that towards medium punch stab. Great comeback there from Lud, and there you see right there. I mean, that's you know, we say this a lot when we commentate Dhalsim, but that's the life you choose when you play Dhalsim.
It's just something you have to accept. You know that you have to control the situation more often than the opponent does. Not to say you have to play harder. That's not really. It's just that you can't give up a situation. If you do, everything could go away.
Yeah, and yeah, basically the key is that you could die all at once.
Right. And if you're Zangief or something like that, you find one knockdown, then you might be fine, and you might be winning the round on that. So you don't need to always be in control. Sim is the opposite.
Right. You can't get affected by that. That's the main thing as a Dhalsim player. If someone makes a comeback on you like, wow, that was the late cancel.
So far, yeah.
Late cancel.
Round 2.
Yeah, I love that slide choice. It was just at an unusual moment to bring it out. You'll notice Lud is really walking into a lot of these normals.
Right.
And it's hard to avoid that over time, but at the same time, you don't need to play against Dhalsim quickly.
And it is really interesting. I do very nice. Yeah, that was a back roll counter setup right there. Oh my, that was enough. But yeah, I mean, what's really interesting about this is, so from season 1 and even early in season 2, I felt like Jesse was just like, I'm gonna teleport at you. I'm just gonna okay. all over the place. And you know, when I talked to him, you know, he mentioned that he's really had to learn the defensive style, and I like that because now he switches back and forth. But when he gets the knockdown, then he can go for teleport shenanigans. But otherwise, his wall play is really much stronger than it was ever before, and I like seeing that from him.
Yeah, that's how he's won most of the couple rounds he's won so far. He didn't have that perfect, obviously, but other than that, a lot of space control.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Bad distance on that slide. Look at how meaty that back heavy punch can be. Okay. Yeah, but harder to get rid of the flame carpet now, so that was a really nice buff to Dhalsim.
Well, just desperately trying to find something to get himself in. You see some Chun-Li's kind of use EX legs a lot in this matchup just to get through that barrage of buttons and be safe at the end of it. We haven't really seen that yet. Floats on top of it.
Oh man, and I feel like he's playing into Commander Jesse's game right now. He was trying so hard to get in, he got hit by those few things so that one teleport combo worked for Commander Jesse. Like sometimes when you have the lead like that, try to frustrate your opponent a little bit by staying back yourself, you know, and make them feel a little bit of the desperation.
Okay, good stuff. The damage is there. But you can definitely see what Lud means when he says that without those air legs, she doesn't really have that same kind of offense anymore. She presses buttons and she's just not really in her opponent's face. Yeah. She gets pushed out.
There was that same trick that he used before, which is that slide to get under the fireball, B-trigger cancel, but oh my god, this slides do a lot of damage.
He has trigger, and Lud just waits it out. Nice. Oh, he's gonna spend it. Anything's gonna do it now. Obviously, high or low? Neither. Patience instead.
I like that option from Lud though, because you know you want to catch him off guard. Even if that clipped, it would have knocked him down and gave him the chance to get some offense going, perhaps. But Jesse choosing not to go for any of the mix-up at that moment, just floated away and bided his time.
Yeah. Hung out up there.
Oh no! Gotta be careful.
Classic trap. Yeah. You want to attack so badly, seeing that. Oh, we threw a fireball there. I'm in. But no, it's a trap.
Next fireball. Try to lock down in there. He just wants to stun right now. He wants to stun so badly.
Big frame advantage
there it is, man. After all that, he finally gets it. He's gonna get a free juggle here. Yep. What's the setup? Great traps.
Nice blocking from Lud.
Great patience. Oh, right over the slide.
Needs a couple of more. Oh, this might be the big start. Look at that.
Oh, this combo does so much damage when you get the counter.
Are you serious? Oh no! Look. Oh, what happened there? There was so much red on Dhalsim's side. See that damage he lost?
Have you seen the new combos that Chun-Li can do when she juggles you with the stand roundhouse? She just juggles you for days in the corner, especially.
Well, unfortunate for Lud, but other than that, if you think about it, I liked some of his options in that last round, so it may be something to build on.
Is that the first air lightning legs that we saw from Lud? I can't remember seeing any earlier than that, but it's like you said, I feel like he has to throw it out.
Oh boy, it's big.
Yeah, big damage.
Saves the bar, saves trigger. Other side!
Nice,
No,
but
again! That might be it.
Oh my.
Maybe overhead low afterward.
Two
Yes.
crucial combo drops, and look at this, Jesse just goes away.
Yeah,
I like
Jesse
it.
doesn't need to do anything right now.
Because he knows one super and he's dead.
Yo, yeah. Chun-Li waiting. Here comes Fireball. Wants to get that extra juggle, do you think, after whatever? After
But that floating right there from Dhalsim, remember we talked about in Season 1 how that works so well, and you can see it a little bit here.
it can be tough for Chun to attack that high up and that far away. That said, while Dhalsim's over there, he's not really actively controlling things.
Oh! Could he have canceled that?
I would think so. I'm not sure, but I gotta think that he could have. Oh, maybe! Did he get... No, there was a bait, and the fish did not take the bite.
I'm not even sure if he meant to do it there. I saw him shaking his head, like maybe he was trying to like empty cancel something into it, and maybe it didn't come out or something. Because it did seem like a scary time to throw out the critical. What I mean by that, I felt like Jesse was scared to touch a button.
Okay.
You know, I didn't feel like it was one of those situations where he was properly baited into trying to touch something that could get hit.
Well, you might be right, because we're going now to character select, and I'm not expecting any character change, more of just him taking some time. And if indeed that was an accident, then, you know, this decision of going to character select screen, just waiting it out a little bit, I like that a lot. Just settle it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Switch of the costume.
Going to police Chun-Li to arrest Dhalsim for breaking the law of gravity.
Oh man, I wish that was the case. If he could just fly infinitely.
Yeah, I know, right?
Unfortunately, he's ultimately bound.
Dude, have you seen, is it Mochi who's starting to use the EX flame in the sky to float around a little bit more?
Right, yeah, especially in corner escapes, it can be really important, actually. Oh, wow, he's getting frisky.
This is Season 1, Jesse. But, you know, again, see, this is why I like the fact that he's learned the defensive game, because it's so important to have both of the strategies intact, because now you can switch it up.
Right, so trying to control this corner. Just excellent wall by Jesse right now.
Yeah, he went from massive offense to wall. And again, just being able to switch it back and forth like that between rounds, in the middle of rounds, between games. So you see that Lud, the reason why I like that he went crazy offense like that, Lud went to the character select, thought about it for a little bit, and was like, okay, how do I beat this? How do I beat this? And so immediately Jesse comes back and does something completely different.
Yeah, no, it's really good to switch things up like that. Hard to deal with.
Yeah. But now back to the wall all of a sudden.
No super. Hard to have confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been super, but...
Oh, he's going to get the knockdown. Oh,
does that work? He
can get a little bit. It depends on how the moves juggle. It's really interesting how that thing works.
He didn't do anything against the fireball. I feel like that was something he was looking for there. Either the reset.
Oh my god, the damage on that. And down to no health.
He's going to do it. Yeah, let's gotta get away.
Ooh. Yeah, confirm that.
Could have been super. Yeah,
dude, that would have been the sickest thing. I would have just like,
very risky right now.
I would have just threw my headset on, walked over there, and bowed to him, and been like, yo, you're the best.
Yeah. So risky right now for either character to do anything.
Oh.
There it is, finally the button
tagged,
seals it.
Tagged her with the stand medium kick.
But that was a dangerous spot with that Chun-Li super on deck.
Right back in. Right back in. No weights this time. Oh, I love that, dashing in right after the Yoga Flame. And fortunate that it was the light Yoga Flame. If it was the long one, she would have just dashed right into it.
It's true. This, I think, is so important. If Lud can more often get into this corner situation quickly, playing this neutral game, of course, is not where he wants to be.
Very good for Jesse. He was close to stun, managed to get all the way away from there thanks to that skill. Wow, landing with a jab in a situation where Chun-Li had all the advantage and he connected with it. Ooh, just a little too far. My God, that like barely missed him.
Gotta play patiently. Here comes Commander Jesse now. Will he keep this offense going? Keep it up with the drill. No, I love the back dash time. What a perfect timing for that. Here comes Lud now.
Okay. Nice, chases him out of the air with that. Now just needs one hit. Wow, 3 pokes into a throw, and he blocked all and teched the last hit.
Into...
Oh, he beat the EX legs with the slide.
EX legs, of course, a very fast option. Not invincible, but
Right. Yeah.
it's just that Jesse was fighting from a position of having frame advantage there.
Yeah. Oh, thought it was gonna dash to the other side. But got hit from the front still. Still staying in the front.
By the way, still a lot of great damage from not anymore, but there had been a bunch set up. Blood now moving into the corner. This is where he's got to take control. Yes. Oh no, he lets Jesse out.
Oh, and he went to the other side. Oh my.
You're so right about how good it is to play this wall, and then all of a sudden you're playing offense. If you play offense, everybody's looking for that. Right. But if you are away and cautious offense in the sense of maybe a far range drill into something, and then all of a sudden a teleport after a game or two of not bringing it out, very hard to see coming.
Yeah. Well, look, Jesse has a 6-1 lead right now, so this has pretty much been all Commander Jesse. I think Lud only won the second game.
Correct.
And tied it up at 1-1, but since then Jesse has rattled off 5 in a row. Yeah, this is definitely just a sign of just how mature and how strong Jesse has grown as a player. And it's really great to see because I remember playing him even in vanilla Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
In fact, he used to use Chun-Li back then.
Oh, this is big. If that had been just EX legs, I think it would have been stuck.
He wanted more damage.
Oh, that Stand Strong did so much damage. That Gray Life was very real.
Now, Lud still has the life lead here. Just pressuring, getting Gray Life chip with that Stand Fierce, but now Jesse with the buttons.
There it is. Harassment finally paid off. It seemed like Jesse was fighting that pretty well, but nice. Lud kept it up.
Yeah, I was actually really scared that Lud was actually going to throw out one too many buttons and just get tagged. Good stuff there to Lud to take that round. He's got to stop the bleeding a little bit. Didn't bounce off the fireball as he wanted, so not going to get the fancy bounce on the EX fireball combo.
Oh, just a little off.
Having so much trouble finding his way. Yeah, okay, didn't get baited by that fireball that time. Nice dash under, gets the bird kick. Now remember in the first few games he dropped a couple of crucial combos.
Wow, crouching short in that instance. Anti-air was late and it was the right call. Look at this. The movement here from Jesse is so tough to let the pin down.
Got him with the jump kick, trying to chase Dawson down, but
I was just about to say, we hadn't seen him do EX legs after stand roundhouse. I didn't want to say right next to me, but that's so important to see that. As Dawson now, you're more worried about pressing stand roundhouse than you were before.
Nice.
So Lud, nice work, takes it there.
Chun-Li wins.
looked like Jesse tried to slide either under him or maybe hope to low profile an early jump roundhouse. That jumping roundhouse, jumping heavy kick just reaches so far down. So there you go, Lud taking his second game. Again, he has a 4-game deficit, but things could turn around pretty quickly. Oh, what? How did that play?
It's got a big hitbox.
It's aiming really down and hit above him.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. And you know, that's just the standard Dulce of knowing you have 1,700 different anti-airs and knowing which ones to pull out exactly when you need them. And doesn't even necessarily mean hitting them either. It could be sliding under them, could be teleporting away. Man. Okay,
Hold on now.
Still has
in time. Oh yeah.
That was in time.
How about that? I don't know if he thought it was gonna be
Like I almost feel like that's gonna be him going next time.
Yeah.
You know, I know that this is actually a thing.
Yeah, lesson learned, right?
Yeah, he's gonna, after this, he's gonna go to the lab and test that out for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The secret is that Dawson's backwards teleport is terrible. It's grabbable, it's awful.
It's slow, but
it's reactable in the sense that you don't need an option select to punish it, just dash forward.
And yet so many Dawsons still get away with it.
I don't know. I'm always secretly happy when they do. You know my biases. Oh, it's still there! Nice, he didn't get the rest. Lud, though. Ah! Sets it up.
Good block.
Nice done. What a reaction.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
Lud.
Oh, he went for the reset. Boy. Oh, man. I was just about to say, too, like, I mean, Lud started a good comeback there, but the thing that concerns me the most is that a lot of the rounds start off with Commander Jesse having like a 90 to 10% win.
Seventh win.
Like he just gets this huge lead, and Lud has to make the comeback.
Yeah.
And sometimes he doesn't, but that's your win percent is just not going to be very good if you're spending your whole time trying to make these comebacks.
Sure.
Sliding under air lightning legs. Lud finally pulls it out, and Commander Jesse just gets right under there. Okay, okay.
Corner control now for Jesse. Big frame advantage there. Okay, another couple of frame traps there from Sim. No, she's still burned. Yeah.
And he's done that a lot. He's kind of jumped forward after getting cooked. You know, sometimes when Dalsum had... Oh, wow, I don't think he knew what side that was going to be on.
It was a weird spot for sure. Overhead or low, neither.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he stayed underneath. Can't believe that. Look at that great damage. They're both right at the edge. The blocking from Jesse, and he finds the short. He finds the crouching short
Did not
slide.
hit a button that whole time until the 1 second, the 1 millisecond that Lud decided to push forward a little bit. But you know, that was a good measure on his part because Lud had pushed himself out so far that he probably wanted to make that little extra forward movement. So I really thought that that was a smart timing of Jesse's.
That crouching short though is unsafe on hit. It's not. It's a risky option to bring out.
Unsafe on hit, even worse on block. Oh man.
Look at these button timings. Hold on though, Lud lands. Manages to get a nice combo for himself. Corner. Stays in front. Can he find anything?
Jesse's defense has been so good, and the times, and his counter poke timing has been really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Gotta watch out for that super.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Some of these Dalsum options, superable. So Jesse, patient, only bringing out Fireball full screen away. There it is.
Oh my God, the trade from so far away. Commander Jesse is up 8-2.
Looking very tough right now for Lud.
I just feel like Lud has not been able to handle this kind of offensive-defensive switch from Jesse. And the thing about it is Jesse's been able to get most of his damage and a lot of play just by being this wall. And then all of a sudden, every once in a while, he switches to that offense, which kind of throws him off. And
Sure.
Lud just hasn't really had a chance to be able to figure out. And you know what? The best way to describe it is this. Lud is playing at Jesse's pace. Jesse is dictating the battle.
Yeah, I think that's true.
You know, Lud is trying to figure him out too much, as opposed to trying to get Jesse to figure him out.
Well, as Lud's Chun in the situation, you know, it's hard to know exactly what to do. This is already a fine matchup for Dalsum in previous version, and now he's better and she's worse, so it's tough. Very nice choice.
Nice to get under there. Good block from Jesse.
Just trying to push her back, build some chip, build some gray. Oh, the hit though.
Just got clipped.
Oh no! There's the punish though. Whew, that ended up working out. You know, I really like Jesse's defense, like you mentioned. At the same time, the partner wants to bring up the point that Chun-Li's no longer has that serious offense.
Yeah,
right.
true.
Without air legs, you can really see when she presses the button, she gets pushed out. Her throws, you know, are fine, but obviously not super damaging.
It's just one of those things that, you know, it's just a good indication of just how quickly a character's strength can turn around.
Oh boy.
You see something like the air legs in Season 1 and everyone complained about it. You take it away and then all of a sudden it feels like Chun-Li can't do anything.
Yeah, well, okay, there you go. But didn't get the rest. The one time he goes for it, it hits, doesn't get the full combo.
Oh no, again, got caught by that. Yeah, just gonna spend the meter. He just wants to make sure he wins that round.
One thing I'll say too is that Jesse's getting a really strong read on where Lud wants to be, not just at that sort of far range, but even in like Chun-Li footsie range. Jesse is getting drills placed precisely. He's getting slides and setups precisely, and that is, ideally something that Lud would fight against, but right now not looking good for him. The reset working on the perfect.
Oh, that was sick. That was so sick, but that's the first damage Jesse's gonna take.
Yeah.
And so he still has a long way to go and went for that stand round. He went for the hope that he was going to get the crush counter on the stand roundhouse because then he would have got big damage afterwards. So he was betting on something that would catch him up, but Jesse just didn't do anything. Blocked. And Jesse has been playing pretty solid defense. He really hasn't been hitting a lot of extra buttons. He's been finding the right moments to challenge. So I'm not sure if that was the right call from Lud.
Well, I know it's not easy, but I would really like to see Lud try to make sure that at least in that footsie range of Chun-Li, at least in that max range for drill, that he's not always there. And that's not just to say that you should move backwards, but if you move forwards and Dhalsim does drill, he can still be unstable hit, right? So just having that mobility makes it a little tougher for Sim.
Yep, just like that.
Very much.
But that's why Jesse teleported away.
Right, very, very smart. But if he consistently does that, that's better for Lud than taking the mix-up after.
Yeah, and what was unfortunate about the situation is it did hit Chun-Li while she was crouching, so he could recover a little bit faster. Yeah, Commander Jesse already at match game right now. Set game.
Dancing around well, goes in for the mix-up. Like you said, you play this whole round far away. All of a sudden you're in. Who sees that coming?
Because, I mean, look, like I said, Jesse was obsessed with that before. He used to teleport into you like that all the time. Now that he can play this way, yeah, it's just, you just don't see it coming anymore because you've been playing, you're like, gotta get in, and then all of a sudden he's in your face and, oh my god, he's spending all the meter. Gets the extra flight afterwards.
Stun, not quite, which means if this hits, that might be close. Reset, no, it goes for the knockdown instead. The grab does it, Jesse, what a cheeky end.
Oh, man.
With the grab to seal the deal.
Yeah.
Dhalsim wins.
Wow, Commander Jesse with a pretty commanding victory right there.
That's right.
10-2.
And Lud, I just felt like he didn't have enough technology on his side. You might call him a Luddite.
I have no words.
Well, I'm glad that went well. Singly over NS Lud. 10-2. His reward is going to be playing against A4 Punk, seemingly one of the best players in the country. He's been doing it here at King of the Hill. He's been doing it out in the larger world. Majors all over North America. And we'll see how Jesse does against them. But first, we're going to get him in an interview with James.
All right, here with Jesse, who just took that in pretty dominating fashion, 10-2. I mean, what happened there?
I guess I was able to keep him away a lot, and I think after a while he was just kind of looking for ways to get in, and then when I would apply pressure, it seemed like it kind of caught him off guard a little bit, so I was able to kind of combine those two things, and then it seemed like it was kind of tough, like even as Chun to work her way in on Dhalsim, it's kind of tough.
So, I mean, even in Season 1, when Chun-Li was super dominant, a lot of people kind of felt Dhalsim could hang with her a little bit. Do you feel like Dhalsim wins this matchup now?
I kind of always felt that even in this matchup, Season 1 and Season 2, Dhalsim was kind of in favor, even though Dhalsim is kind of he's not one of the stronger characters, but I just felt like this matchup and the Nash matchup, for some reason, always felt like nice for Dhalsim. He was able to maneuver through a lot of Chun's stuff, but it's just, I guess the nerves hurt her in Season 2, and now it feels like the matchup's a little more in favor of Sin.
Okay, so you know, a lot of times people talk about, there's good characters, there's great characters, top tier characters, but one of the categories people like to talk about is tournament winning characters. Can the character win tournaments? So with Dalsum getting as strong as he is now, though, I mean, obviously he's not like super top tier right now, but do you feel like he is a tournament winning character?
I feel like Dalsum can win a tournament. You just kind of have to be sharp. I feel like you just have to really be on point, and he's capable of winning. You just really have to make sure that you execute all your moves and play pretty sharp. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's also, a couple of other strong Dalsums here in the States. Obviously, guys like F-Champ is really well known. Like, I'm going to put you on the spot here. How do you feel you are in comparison to F-Champ?
I don't know. I think I'm okay. I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. No, I think I'm all right. F-Champ obviously has been a Dalsum player for years, so I look up to guys like Arturo and Filipino Champ. Those guys led the way for all of us Dalsum players, in my belief. So I think I'm coming up. I think I'm a pretty good Dalsum player, and I just want to win. So.
All right. Well, speaking of want to win, you're going to be going up against three-time King Punk right now. So you've seen his Karen. You see how oppressive his offense can be. How do you feel about this match? I know we have a couple of Karens in SoCal. How do you feel like any of them have given you enough practice to go up against someone like Punk?
Well, the problem is that I don't know what character he's going to use, James. So I like to think that he's going to play Karen, but then I saw him play at Nash, and I don't know. I've heard about Nikali, so I don't know what to expect, to be honest, but I just know he's a great player, and I can tell by the way he plays the game, he really understands the game. So I'm looking forward to playing him, and I'm excited.
Do you feel like, if he goes with a character that specifically is bad against Dalsum, would there be a character change potentially?
Possibly. I might try to write it out at first, I think, but I'll just try to adjust. If he does end up counterpicking me for some reason, then I'll try to write it out, and then if it's just unplayable, then I'll take it from there.
All right, well, we're going to see that match soon, but before we do that, let's take it back to David so that he can talk to Lud.
All right, so that didn't go how you wanted to, I imagine, but what are your initial reactions to having played against Jesse?
I already knew he was solid, that he has a really good pressure game and zoning game. Even though I went to training mode trying to figure out how to beat Dalsum, I already knew I struggled against that character.
Okay.
Because I don't think I've beaten that character yet.
Okay.
Even in Street Fighter 4, it was the same thing.
Oh, no, really?
So I prepared myself, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to, and I dropped a lot of combos for some reason.
Yeah, that's
Way
true.
too many combos.
Yeah.
So.
Is there, aside from combos, would you do anything differently now? Maybe you'll go back and think about it later, but thinking about it now, does anything jump out to you as like you should have done X or Y differently?
When I have him in the corner, because I don't play against Dalsum enough, I'm not exactly sure how to stop him from pressing a normal on defense.
Okay. So
when I press my normals and then I stop him in between the sweep range, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do there against Dalsum.
I noticed what you mentioned earlier when we were talking about air legs and really not having that pressure.
It's nothing
anymore.
Really to open the character up externally.
I noticed that, Season 2 has been out for a little while, but we haven't really had many big tournaments. So I haven't been able to watch that many characters that haven't been in Topanga and whatever, right? That looks tough.
Yeah, it's really hard to open up, get the damage. So I go for crazy forward dash, turn around. It's not even safe. But
right.
When I have V-trigger, I'm looking for damage because that's the only way I feel even if I do forward stand roundhouse, if it hits, you get a good juggle. But if it misses, you can get punished for it.
Yeah. Any chance you would switch characters, or you just ride it out?
I'm hoping the patch.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm hoping the patch saves me.
When you reeled up like this, I thought you were taking offense.
No, maybe I would try. If the patch, if she's still bad in the patch, I'm thinking if Laura's still good, she's a good tournament character, so
for sure,
I might go for her.
All right. Well, I hope it works out better for you in the future. I could see you kind of figuring some things out about the matchup. I feel like there's more work to be done there.
Yes,
I guess
definitely.
to be frank. So
I don't think that was a good presentation. It's China's versus Dalsim because I don't think I'm that good at that matchup.
Yeah,
But yeah, Jesse's really strong. So
for sure, for sure. Well, all right, man. I'm sorry that it didn't go your way. Best of luck in the future,
right,
and
thank you.
we be in Atlanta.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, I
Yes.
guess I'll see you there.
Yes. I'll see
All
you
right,
there.
cool. Thanks a lot. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more King of the Hill after this. Let's talk a little bit with A4 Punk, who's been running the show for the last couple of weeks now. And not just the show in terms of ESL King of the Hill, but in terms of majors in North America. Here's what I want to talk about. Because we've been talking to you, the past couple of weeks. People have talked with you about the gameplay and characters and all that stuff. When you give interviews on King of the Hill, you're all quiet and you're all soft-spoken and stuff, but come on. That's not. I want to hear about you being the best. I want to hear about you talking yourself up and trash talking and all that stuff because I know it's in there.
Only for certain players.
Yeah, is that not?
That disrespect me.
Okay.
So, it's not for everybody.
You're not going to open up with that though, huh?
Nah, Jesse's a nice guy.
Well, Jesse is definitely a nice guy. I can vouch for that. But I think it's funny how you don't. You're so soft-spoken when we're trying to talk to you, and yet when you talk with some other players, I've seen you. You definitely go in. It's true.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So what's your plan against Jesse? Against Dalsim. I mean, you got to think he's going to start with Dalsim, obviously.
Well, I play art a lot, so I have a good grasp on the matchup.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm just going to have to adapt to Jesse's playstyle because he plays different from art.
Yeah.
But I think it'll help me get in easier since he likes to rush down a little more. So I think I'll do pretty good.
Are you going to go Karen, or what's the choice here?
I plan on playing Karen.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We spoke a little bit last week about how you maybe didn't love playing her now. You kind of want to switch a little bit, but why would you go Karen now and not somebody else?
Well, I can't play Nash in that matchup because it's really bad. I could play Nakali and Cammy because they do win, but I want to play Jesse at my best.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I guess that goes along with you thinking that he's a nice guy, huh?
I just think he's a great player, so maybe my subs wouldn't be the best choice,
Okay.
but we'll see. Maybe I will switch. Who knows?
All right. All right. I just look. Final round's coming up. If you win and you come back to King of the Hill, are you gonna continue to be all soft spoken, or are you gonna bring that out? You're gonna bring that fire out? Because I know it's in there.
It's in here.
I know it's in
It's
there.
in here.
I know it's in there.
I don't know. I will have to see. Maybe I win final round. I'll just come here being a savage.
I think that'd be hilarious. All right. Well, if he ends up, if he comes out of the gate and is doing well, would you consider switching away?
I'm not sure because it's 10 games, so I got a lot of time to adapt with Karen.
Yeah.
And to get used to it, so I'll probably just stick it out.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Best of luck to you. You definitely don't need it, but best of luck to you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have Commander Jesse versus the King of the Hill, A4 Punk.
Now it's time to find out who is going to be this week's King of the Hill. It is going to be Punk versus Commander Jesse. I'm James Chen.
I'm Ultra David. We talked a little bit before about West Coast and East Coast definitely doing better. But this is a chance now for West Coast. And I was, intrigued, I think, to hear Punk say that he respected Jesse as he does. I mean, I think that's perfectly reasonable thing to do. But we have also had some other very strong players on here that he seemingly hasn't had same respect for. So, cool. I mean, I think
Glad that you don't mince the words here.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's it shows a lot to Jesse's character. In fact, after I just talked to him on the couch, I was on the interview, I was actually talking to him a little bit during the break as well. And one of the things that I said to him is I feel like his gameplay is really mature. It's really matured a lot. Like, you don't see him doing a lot of excess things that she shouldn't be doing. It looks very clean. It looks very precise. It looks very wisely, chosen what his options are doing. And, I think that kind of play and the way that he plays that way kind of stands out. And I think that's one of the reasons why Punk is probably just like, you know what, I'll probably just go with my main against this guy.
Well, by the way, I think his main does well.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that he's going in some disadvantaged matchup.
No, not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But, let's check out the list of players both today and also a few weeks moving forward, a couple weeks moving forward.
Yep.
Of course, we started out with Commander Jesse versus Lud. Commander Jesse survived.
I feel like that picture of Jesse, the beard is like at half of what it is today.
Yeah, when was that taken? 3 or 4 days ago? Long time ago. And then coming up is going to be Ray Ray versus Flo. Ray, that's
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, look, his Marvel movement is top 5 things to watch in all fighting games. But in Street Fighter V, he's very strong as well.
Yes.
And Flo, when he decides to take fighting games seriously, is also very strong.
Right.
So that's something to look forward to coming up. Also, we're going to have Tampa Bison, who is appearing there in his Booker form, versus Rom from Northern California.
That's right. And of course, we will be continuing along to the 21st and the 28th, but we won't reveal those guys just yet. So.
That's right. But King of the Coast Invitational is what we have going on. East versus West. King, it's Punk. He's defending the title. Let's check out the rules. Of course, it's first to 10.
That's right. And of course, the 3 stages that have been banned all this whole season are still banned. And loser can change character, but the winner has to stick with the same character.
Correct.
Yep. And again, it's going to be Commander Jesse going most likely with Dawson. I mean, he said that, you know, if it turns out to be a particular bad matchup, maybe he'll pull out another character. But, you know, I think I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, and I think from both players' perspective, you know, I think it'd be valuable for them to play this with their mains just to kind of figure some things out. They both have experience against Karen on one side and against Dawson on the other, but against different players, but not against the same. And they do play differently.
Right.
These two do than people that they have experience against.
And sometimes when you have experience against certain players too much, it hurts you when other characters play that. Other players play that character, I should say, because then they just don't do the same thing. And one of the toughest things about Dhalsims is there's really only 3 main Dhalsims to practice against right now, I feel like, which is F-Champ, Commander Jesse, and Arturo Sanchez, of course. And they all play completely different.
For sure.
So if you learn how to play against Arturo, that might not even necessarily help you, you know, in against Champ or Jesse.
Yeah, one of the things about Sin that I love the most is that he better reflects differences in player personality and goals than I think a lot of other characters do. But that said, I think Karen does as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can play her in a multitude of different styles. So today we have that matchup, but of course we talked about some of the matchups that are going to be on ESL King of the Hill moving forward. You can find out information about those, and you can, of course, get notifications for when things are going live by following on Twitter, which is right down here, twitter.com/ESLSF.
You get a lot of good highlights of matches and, you know, just things going on for that. And, of course, you know, we also like to talk about highlights of events and, you know, just all sorts of storylines that are going on in the fighting game community world. And we do that on Tuesday nights. So, for example, tonight we'll be talking about our experiences at Central California, which was a fun event. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of other things that are going on in the fighting game world. So follow us on twitter.com/UltraChenTV, as well as twitch.tv/UltraChenTV.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. But first, we got to get through this first to 10 to find out who will be King of the Hill. It's going to be Commander Jesse, Dhalsim, over there with the pink. Love that Dhalsim color. And then
going against the
Karen
pink
side.
I thought you were talking about the Karen side at first.
No.
The pink versus the pink.
Yeah, it's 2 pink.
Well,
And,
I mean, last week when Punk was playing, when Pink Punk was playing Pink Cammy as well. I think,
he played perfectly.
Yeah,
Precociously as well. All right, let's get into this.
Perfect.
It's party time, James.
Oh, man. All right. So here we go. It is indeed, and yes, it is going to be Punk going with Karen from the get-go versus Dhalsim.
I think it's a good choice. And I mean, in terms of character matchups, but I also think it's going to be really interesting for us to watch how this unfolds. You know, Punk has just been so strong against so many different players, so many styles. What an opening.
And one of the interesting things is that when we saw Jesse play just a little bit earlier, he was so good at knowing when to hit buttons in the middle of offense. That's where Punk shines, is in this little offensive situation. And so let's see if Jesse can hit the buttons at the right time, or if Punk is just going to frame trap him all day.
Well, part of this is Punk's movement. You can already see Punk move forward at a time when Jesse wasn't expecting. Jesse did drill, and it was unsafe. That's part of what I was talking about previously against
Lud.
Against Lud. But we've already seen that from Punk now. Jesse's going to remember that.
No anti-air attempt. Empty jump, crouching medium kick. That could be the start of everything. That wasn't enough to kill.
Counter hit, though, so he was safe.
Okay.
All right. So nice first round from Jesse. But again, there were some things in there that Punk could establish that could be very strong moving forward.
And again, it is a first to 10, and we have seen times where, you know, Punk may seem a little bit vulnerable at the beginning, and then he just rattles off like 8 games in a row.
Right.
And so, like, here's a great start here to this round 2 already, taking down almost half of Jesse's life. Now, much more than half. Oh, did you see the double jab to cover the quick rise and the back roll? Using that tech.
So that
it was too far. It's not gonna get the stun.
trying to set up the flames. He gave up the chance to get rid of stun.
Look how much white life is there. Oh, what a jab. But that white life is all still there.
Oh,
And
and
it's
it's
all
taken
gone. All gone into critical art. And
Where
now,
would he go? He tried for that, but there was the roll. Oh, that's gonna be it. What a timing for Roundhouse. Very unusual space to use stand Roundhouse, but that's probably why it worked.
At first, I was actually kind of like, wow, he spent his meter? Like, I thought like maybe that was a bad call, but it worked out, and there it is. He's going to take it in the first game.
Round 1. Fight.
So, some interesting ideas from both players. See how they adapt here. Will he go in? Oh, he does not, but kind of missed.
Yeah, mistimed it a little bit, yeah. Okay, using that V skill, but you can see V reversal, but you can see how far it knocks the opponent back now here in Season 2. Gets the throw. Oh,
I mentioned that I thought this was a good matchup for Karen, and a big part of it is because of her mobility. She has such good movement on the ground. She has great range from the air. She has good damage up close, great frame traps, great pressure. All that kind of stuff is tough for Sim to deal with.
So I'm going to say right now,
Oh, look at the patience! He just blocked it out. He was willing to take the grab.
he takes 2 throws, he's counter-poked at the right time, and then he blocked that whole entire time. So far, this strength that we talked about, how Jesse knows when to hit the buttons at the right time.
Oh, no!
Too far, but didn't get chased down. Oh my.
Yeah, trade was good enough for Commander Jesse.
Oh
so you remember
my.
how in the first round I mentioned that drill that was made unsafe because Punk moved forward? So far, we've already seen Jesse do roundhouse drill a couple times instead into a button, hoping to hit something that Karen had whipped.
Right.
And that's in fact what happened on the right side of the screen in that last round.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, like, with my unofficial stat count, that Jesse is like 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 on what to do when Punk is right next to him and ready to do the throw, shimmy, mix-up game. Look at this, Jesse.
Oh, wow, that was real weird.
All right.
Will he spend it? He does. Oh, little
wow.
late. Little late. What a start for Commander Jesse.
And look at that. Look at Punk's expression. He actually had a furrowed brow.
Right, we saw him last week. He was chilling to the max.
Yeah, but look at
He's
this.
not now.
Yeah, he's
Win
thinking.
for player 1.
And that's really interesting. That's definitely something that we haven't seen from him.
Jesse so far quite buttsy after blocking that shoulder. Wow, what is spacing to go into light drill after having established roundhouse drill? All the mix-ups right now are working out, and they're mix-ups that you don't need to bring out unless somebody already shows that they're past or understand level 1. You don't really bring them out the rest, but he has had to, and he's been working on it.
All right, well, here's a great opportunity now for Punk.
Wow,
Good there.
jab there? Are you serious?
See, this is what I mean. He knows when to hit the button. He has this great read on the timing.
Look at that. You saw the counter hit. Perfect stuff. Jesse is firing on every cylinder.
Yeah. I mean, the tricky part, too, is that, Punk has had a chance to watch Jesse play earlier, but Jesse hasn't really had the chance to watch Punk, but maybe studied a lot of the matches.
Too far. Oh, Punk trying to maybe fire more on those roundhouses? No, he's really betting on that.
Well, I'll wait until after this round here. Oh, here we
Okay,
go.
now
Big
here-
damage time, yeah.
That's the
Spends
intention
one of the
for
bars, yeah.
Punk.
Gets the knockdown. Look at that. 40% damage to a throw. That's one of the first times that Punk has gotten in there with that throw in that situation.
There have been so few, maybe no EXDPs so far for Karen.
Oh, wow, what a follow-up!
Oh!
All right. Am I wrong about this? Has Punk not won a single round?
James, you are absolutely
Dolphin
correct.
wins.
It's 6 straight rounds.
What are we? This is okay. And there's a little bit of a smile and a nod from Punk. Neither of the players using headsets. I don't think that they can hear us talk about this.
Well, I'm sure we're useless, so no big deal.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's nodding because he's like 6 straight rounds, huh? Well, time for me to rattle my own 6. All right, gets the shimmy finally.
Mix up.
Then the reset
Just
from the front. Yeah.
Gotta guess, that's all. Jesse's had a lot of correct defensive decisions, but there he had a couple wrong ones. Oh, hold on. But escape. Hold on now. You cannot count this guy out.
Oh, no.
Based on what we've seen.
No.
One more mix-up. He
No.
very smartly does not quick rise.
I don't believe. I'm not a
You're not a
believer
believer.
in this round. No.
Okay. We'll see. I'm not going to put anything past the way Jesse's been playing to start this set. Oh, yeah, okay, very
Oh,
nice.
okay, that
Very
was
nice.
really smart. Okay,
But
okay.
that said,
No, I was getting nervous.
no, look, the spending of super there is definitely a recognition by Punk that he can't let anything go.
Yeah,
Can't let
I
you
need to
can't.
take it. I need
Yeah.
to take it. Oh, did you see Punk? He's playing at a range that we have not seen him play in all 3 weeks that he's been here.
Well, he's looking at that range to try to whip punish something from Dawson, but very
Right.
smartly, Jesse does not throw out buttons there. He threw out a fireball. He moved instead. You know, Jesse's seen that stuff.
Right, he's in, but just hitting buttons.
Okay, the jab, but
The
Jesse
counter
interrupts.
jabs. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's that trick that Lud was talking about during the break. He actually said to Jesse, he's like, I didn't know about that one. Oh, but here comes the offense. Here comes the pressure. Ooh!
Grab, just in case of your reversal. Worked out.
Yeah,
Stun.
there we go. All right, so now Punk, after losing 6 rounds, rattles off 2 rounds in a row. So he is now up. Now it's 3-1.
Correct.
3-1, and he's won 2 rounds in a row. So let's see if he can rattle 4 more rounds in a row to tie this up.
This is the 3rd win for player 2.
Round
All right,
1.
coming right back into it. Like I said, doubt we're going to see any sort of character changes. Okay, nice. Got in there and got to the other side. Great confirm into the Tenko.
Really trying to escape there was Jesse, but Punk is pressing all the right buttons right now.
Yeah, so this is key right now. That Punk's timing on his buttons has gotten so much better. He's getting all the counter hits. Look at this. Boom! Just like that in less than 20 seconds.
Round 2.
Down goes Commander Jesse here for the 3rd round in a row.
Oh yeah, he thought he was gonna get the whip punish there. I understand.
Interesting. Was that just for meter build or?
Very interesting to see them battle over that mid-range right there, where Karen can get crush counter roundhouse, and Sim's buttons are okay, but like not fantastic. There's a lot of movement going on for both players to get into or out of that spot.
A little bit more V-skill usage now that we've seen from Punk. Okay, getting out of there.
Oh!
No,
Oh,
that's
well,
gonna be. Oh, it could have been way worse than just
definitely
getting
could've been
fierced out of the air.
I'll say.
All right, into the corner. This is where Punk wants Jesse to be. This is really important now. One more hit could go right into critical art. Okay.
Nice timing on that. You got to find the right spot to bring that kind of thing out. Here's
Oh,
super.
there it is.
Yes.
And that should kill. That should do it because Karen's never not. Oh no, James! I'm just gonna stop talking.
You should
I'm
just, yeah.
stop-
Oh, no! The low. Oh, again, even when you hit people with crouching short, you don't really get to press buttons afterward
Cutting wins.
with that short slide.
Yeah, I don't really get to talk right now.
And
There's
James
the-
doesn't get to talk anyway. But in the meantime, we have, sure enough, 4 straight rounds for Punk.
Great recovery from Punk right now.
Round 1.
3-2.
Commander Jesse there, interesting. Kind of looked for a little bit before he went into it, and then he nodded his head
Oh, no.
beforehand. Yeah, that's a dangerous spacing on that drill.
And it's a spacing and timing that worked out in the first few games, but right there, Punk moved forward. Again, you have to play with your own movement, your own spacing against Dawson in a way that you don't really as much against other people.
Oh, perfect distancing on that one. And wow, gets the stun. I'm not sure what Jesse was trying to set up there.
I don't know if he expected the stun. I'm not sure if he thought it was going to be one hit away or what. But in any case, now he's got to try to get away.
Wow, a
Jump
surprise fierce. Yeah.
Jump Fierce will slow down in this season, but
Yeah.
still pretty good.
You know, I almost feel like it was a situation where Punk was expecting him to hit buttons a little bit later to be safe, because even if he had blocked that fierce, he would have died, right? He
Probably
probably
so,
would have gotten beat up. But Jesse just went for it and caught him by surprise. All right, well, Jesse has definitely stopped the bleeding here.
He went back to the corner
Oh
again.
my
Is he
God.
gonna- How much damage was that?
And did he backdash through the overhead? That was crazy. And now, oh my God, and now all of a sudden, Punk
What
is
a
the one that's
swing.
almost gonna be stunned. Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, right
but
on
the
timing.
yeah, okay, done. Boom, there it is. Okay, so now can Punk get this to 3-3? Or can Commander Jesse pull ahead 2 games again? Because this is a big turnaround so far. Jesse looking very strong for those first 3 games, and then nice.
Jesse's gonna have to go back to playing a little bit differently when it comes to those drill spacings, as he was in the first couple of games before he thought he had established it. Hey!
Oh, beautiful stuff. Yep, here we go in the critical art.
What do you think?
Is it gonna kill?
Okay, we'll see.
Is it?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
And Trigger, Trigger, Super, both ready. Question is, how do you find the hit? Okay, so that's how you find the hit.
Okay, try to stay in the front. And this is where Jesse now tries to go from his defensive Dhalsim and tries to pull in his offense a little bit more. Because one hit in the critical art can be pretty damaging to the psyche.
That's it.
No, he spent a bomb.
Nah, that's it. Oh no, not quite. Can he find a way? And he's got to make a few good guesses. Now there it is.
What a whiff punish.
Well, remember earlier in the set we talked about how Punk was at that range looking to whiff punish things, and Jesse was not throwing buttons. Well, he was at that range again, and Jesse this time did try to throw the buttons. He was hoping that Punk would walk forward, walk into something. So, you know, I feel like there have been some changes on Punk's side for sure, but I also feel like Jesse is kind of getting away from some of the things that he did in the first couple of games, slash, you know, giving up on the progression of mix-ups that he was establishing there.
Well, Punk's button timing is definitely a lot stronger. He's definitely gotten a lot more counter hits, and now he's starting to land throws. So he's definitely getting into Jesse's head a little bit better.
Again, he gets the corner. That's so good. You know, Sims are willing to lose some life to get out of the corner, right? But Punk, his punishes have put Sim right back in, and that's so strong.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Dang.
Just like that. About 2/5 of life gone. Oh my God, he just went for it. And now almost stunned. Oh, that was so nice.
Yeah, what a smart option. You know, he had such good understanding of what was going to happen there.
Wow, Jesse so far somehow managed to stay out of getting stunned, but look at all that gray health that's all gone.
All gone.
And the standing medium kick is gonna do it, and now Punk is up 4
Cuddy
games to
wins.
3. So as Jesse, this can be a little discouraging because he looked so strong at first. And all of a sudden now 4 games in a row rattled off by Punk. And in that sequence there, yeah, he didn't lose 6 rounds in a row, but I think he's only won 1 round.
Yeah, since Punk won his first round, Jesse's only won 1 round.
Out
So
of
what a swing.
Yeah, out of 9 rounds. Yeah. Alright, well, see. Oh, that was the
love it.
sickest thing.
Love
Cancel
it.
the command dash.
And not just that, but that he backed up in kind of an unusual timing to back up. Jesse certainly expected that normal to get blocked. And instead, because of that start, this corner control was made possible. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of mobility
Right.
can be so tough for Sim to deal with.
Okay, good damage now for Jesse. Oh, missed his instant air teleport. Would have been able to combo off of that potentially. Oh, that was nice by Punk, but just outside of range. But that one was not. And gotta watch out for V trigger.
Overhead. Well, love that he spends it there.
Yeah, see, Jesse was teching all the throws earlier on and not hitting buttons on shimmy attempts, but now Punk has gotten in his head. He has landed several shimmies, several throws on Jesse. So Punk has definitely gotten a strong read.
Oh, he didn't
man.
go for the slide. Pretty rare, but it worked. Look at this harassment.
Yeah.
It's just so strong. And that he feels comfortable enough to back off is another big sign of strength, I think.
Oh man, just throwing out those crouching medium kicks to intercept the slide, and 2 more rounds in a row for Punk. So after he had lost 6 in a row, he kind of had that smile on his face, was like, oh, okay, well, let me show you what I can do. And so, yeah, I mean, 6 rounds to start for Commander Jesse. And then now, I think that's 7 rounds in a row for Punk with that 1 round that Jesse won.
That would be 6. 6 rounds in a row.
Okay.
But, yeah, pretty good. Oh, God, that spacing is ridiculous. You see where Punk was? He was just outside of those fingers. And after having seen them, he moved forward. Again, that mobility, that's what I was talking about earlier with Karen. I feel like the fact that she can be so mobile is very tough for Sim to deal with. But few people use it in the way that Punk is right now.
But one of the things that I have noticed for Jesse is there's definitely been a lot more poorly placed slides that have been punished on hit. This pressure. Look at all that gray life building up.
Great timing for that. Too far away was Punk for the grab. And now Punk is playing that distance game, which he can do, because if he finds one more hit, he can take this round, depending on what he gets. Oh, he was a pixel away.
Oh! Yeah, that's right. He had spent the meter on the Tinko already. Oh my god. That mobility, that movement from Punk right now, he's so slippery.
And it feels risky as Jesse to throw out buttons, because you don't know if Punk's going to be in range or not. Look at that! It was just outside of range by little pixels. And anything right now is a big risk for both players.
Every time Dhalsim hits a button, my heart skips a beat. Oh, just right on the kneecap.
Did you see him float forward for just a fraction of a second before that? Oy. So there's a round. Perfect. Trying to interrupt was Jesse, but now he's caught in the corner. Not quite the safe jump he wanted.
Okay, getting good damage out of that. Nice. Just reading that teleport to the other side, and now gets the throw back into this corner position. Chases the backdash down. Doesn't get more juggles, he drops it.
Yeah, maybe too far. Look at that backdash. Look, it didn't work, but the fact that he backdashed and was ready with crouching medium kick for the whip punch is so sick.
Oh my gosh. Watch out for those far
Jesse, he's in trouble.
Oh, wow. Oh boy. Oh! He still landed on the You know what? If he had not blocked that, she would have landed in time.
You're right.
It would have whiffed and she would have landed, but the hit block stop froze her in the air, and during block stop, fireballs don't stop moving. And it kept moving forward, and it actually hit her for that reason. So Jesse finally stops the bleeding. And brings it to 5-4.
You know, it feels like an incredibly lopsided match right now, but it's 5-4, folks. It's not, right?
Well, I mean, it felt incredibly lopsided one way to start.
Right. And then it felt super lopsided to Punk.
I've never seen that version of the reset.
Okay, that was pretty
nice.
sick.
That was nice. Surprise overhead.
When they go to the other side. No, he stays in the front.
It's so weird to actually see Dhalsim in a game where he can actually do big chunks of damage to catch up.
For sure.
Oh boy. Speaking of big chunks of damage, say goodbye to all that health, Dhalsim. Oh, and a surprise overhead. And even Punk looked like he was like, whoo, it landed him.
Well, you know, there was a short slide coming out right there, and that was for sure going to be canceled into V-trigger for Commander Jesse. That really could have swung things.
See again, that slide at that.
Look, the thing about the slide is that as Punk, you know, because Punk is being so mobile, so hard to peg down where it's going to be, Jesse feels like he's obligated to have these extra movements in there that he wouldn't otherwise. And it's hard to know exactly when things are going to work out with that. That's, like I said, punishing for free. It's really pretty crappy. Yikes!
Nice, knowing all the optimal combos as well. All right, 6-4. Yeah, I definitely feel like Punk has now been able to get a lot more of his offense going. Whenever he does get Jesse into that defensive position, he's been able to take advantage of it. He's been able to reap the rewards a lot better. Ooh, crush counter, that's a bad sign right there. Safe jump timing, gets right in there. Look at this, chase him down. Guess where Jesse is? He's in the corner.
Yeah, he has 100 damage in Gray Life to make up right now.
Ooh.
Not all of it.
Ooh. He was going for the double shimmy already.
Was that only double? I felt like that was 10 shimmies in a row.
Got to the other side, wasn't. Oh no, he missed his Tenko. It looked like either that or he was going for a cute little reset in the middle there. Good block. Oh, and speaking of shimmy, Dhalsim gets one in there.
That was a risk. If that had been blocked, Jesse would have been in the corner against a Punk with full V-trigger. But hey, it was right.
Yeah, that's not going to catch him.
So a properly placed dive. That's, if you notice, has been very tough for Jesse over the last few games to find a properly spaced dive.
Right. Ooh, counter pokes. We haven't seen that from Jesse in a while, actually. The counter poke. Like I said, he's been. Oh
no! How do you even punish it? When was the last time you saw that move?
So sliding the V-trigger does not combo? Light slide?
It can.
Oh, he just did it too late then. Okay. Oh, stayed from the front. In there into the critical art, just like that. Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose that round, and that's great for Punk, but the only good news for Jesse right now is that he spent all that meter, and look how much meter Jesse has. So he needs to make work with this meter before Punk builds up all of his to take advantage of this meter lead that he has. Oh, that's going to do it. Just like that, spending all that meter.
Oh, not. Yeah, Punk wanted the. I'm sorry, Jesse wanted to tick into throw, but it didn't work. So now Punk has the corner. Great start by Jesse, but does it matter?
Chase down the backdash. You see that? He delayed the standing fears to catch the backdash. He's seen that Jesse has been going for that backdash in the corner a lot. And he waited for it, and he just punished it with the standing fears. And now we're back to the just another day at the office Punk expression.
That's such a specific read.
For player 2.
You know?
Round 1.
That's why Punk is so good.
Right. I mean, it's almost demoralizing to be hit by that kind of thing because it's such a specific read that, you know, it only happens if your opponent really thinks they have a strong read.
It's interesting. I see Jesse. Looks like he's playing a little more offensive now. It looks like maybe he's saying, you know what, that defensive style isn't working. Let's try season 1. Oh my God.
The old stuff's coming out, coming back. Wow, 2 back strongs in a row.
Oh, not too far for that jump pierce to hit. Fortunate to get hit out of the air by that cancel. Now into the throw. This is pretty much where Jesse has had so much trouble getting out of. Like I said, at start it was great because he was defending with the right choices all day, but this time he's still not daring to go for the sniper.
There it is. A lot of stand medium kicks. And I think Punk just thought they weren't going to keep coming.
Yeah, I didn't think the third one was going to come. After 2, you're like, no, ain't going to happen. Oh, that was so sick.
Very interesting.
Love it. I wonder what the frame data on that is. Is she plus or minus in that situation? That is Karen when she... Oh, wow, got the other side. Good block from Jesse. Working on a perfect still.
Yeah, Jesse's potentially in this stuff. The movement is crazy. The backdash just at that moment. Will he spend it? Yes. Wow, still cooking in there. So that's extra damage. What a tag.
Wow, you are ridiculous, Punk.
Again, such a specific read, and he was right.
Wow, spends all of his meter on EX10 goes to... Oh my God. Dash up right up to your face, stand heavy punch? This is a thing?
Final round.
This is something that he's gonna do and work?
If it works, it's a thing. Stand short. Interesting.
Oh, good block in time.
Jesse just waiting things out now. I feel like his active control has been lessened by the way Punk moves. You see how much more patient and floaty and far away he's trying to be, but that means that Punk can get whip punishes or be safe.
Yeah, it's really... So the first 3 games that Jesse won, it was really about Punk trying to move forward. Ever since Punk has really started adding a lot of backwards walking into his game, I feel like it's really changed a lot. Wow.
Jab. That was going to be a delayed button for sure. I mean, not that I expected. I'm just saying, I think that's what after
He was
the fact
going,
Punk was going for. I'm not going to claim that I had guessed that either, because I didn't.
Yeah, and it's always funny, you know, just one of the things, like whenever you see people, you know, like, oh, I would have uppercutted. Oh, I would have been right.
Yeah.
Like if the guy was playing you, he probably would have expected that.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's the way it works. So it's not like they're playing it in a vacuum. They know who you are. They know how you want to play. I say, let him crash. Ow! It's a V-trigger damage. Okay, gets out of there. Back teleport is just so negative.
He went for the grab? What a cheeky guy. And he gets the round like that. I gotta tell you, I don't remember the last time I saw somebody use the grab follow-up like that. Because there's a block series that will just escape everything. It's just how often do you see that?
Yeah, how often have you seen a round where the grab part connects and the little go behind you, hit you from the other side? Granted, that was in a combo, but still, you still never. Oh
man, that's a lot of damage. Jesse look at where Punk is. That's at a range where V reversal would have been fine. You know, he could have done a V reversal and not worried about Sims. I'm sorry, Punk could have pressed a button, not worried about Commander Jesse's V reversal. Right, so that's a spot that you go to if you have kind of all the options in mind.
Right.
And if you're not concerned about, you know, whether you can attack Dawson from farther away. A lot of people are concerned about that,
right?
Understandably. But the way that Punk has played, the movement, the far away options, timing of buttons in that mid-range, they all show that he's not afraid.
Oh, dang, that just beat out the Rosenna. It's interesting, the Rosenna actually has a worse hitbox above it than it does below it, even though she, like, jumps up and swings her arms around like that. Good distance. Yeah, it's just...
he did it on purpose. That stand short. I wondered before, stand short on purpose against the drill at that range.
Oh my god, and now he's just going for cute stuff. Oh my god, everything is comboing. Oh, what a whip punish. The ambiguity of Punk's distance right now. Dhalsim is about aim. He really needs to aim everything properly. And like I said, Punk at first started with just forward movement. And now he's added going forward and backwards. And it's really throwing Jesse up for a loop. It's just been so hard for him to aim anything.
Oh, this is big, though. Will he spend it? Yes. Oh, no!
He just went for a mix-up, it looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Save the bar. I don't know.
Into the corner. Oh, and throws the V-trigger. Rough times, and there's that bad slide. Maybe he was hoping it would kill.
Well, if he gets one more, it might. Is he going to get that chance, though? Maybe not! No. Can you believe that? What a comeback by Punk.
That is why you spend the meter to kill. That is why you spend the meter to kill.
That's 9 now for Punk.
Oof.
9-5. Looking like he's just having a day at the office.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it is a 9-5 for him. All right, standing medium kick. Ooh. Again, I can't overemphasize how much it's made such a difference that Punk's backwards movement has really been helping.
At the same time, again, you know, there's a lot of bulldogging forward movement too. You know, you're very right to point out the backwards movement, but the way he moves forward is safe, right? There's a lot of bulldogging. There's a lot of V skill. He's not taking big risks.
That was punishable, but nothing. All right, well, Jesse's still gonna escape that round there.
Round 2.
I say escape because no matter how big the lead is, we saw in that previous round how Dhalsim's life just melted away. Yeah.
You know, Punk was there and he was insistent about the range. When Jesse tried to move out of the range, Punk moved back into it. And all of that started this whole round because of that range that Punk picked against Dhalsim. Perfect. Match point. And you gotta look back at exactly where he was standing to set things up. And again, Jesse tried to move out of that spot. Punk said no. That's where we're gonna be.
That was a snowball. That was a snowball round right there. One little snowball rolled down the hill, and then it just turned into the biggest avalanche.
Oh, you know, I get it. There's some cool setups, but wow.
Yeah.
Punk right immediately in there.
All right. Stays in the front. Jesse trying to defend for his life. Gets the slide into...
Hey there.
Ooh, the jab actually connects. So Jesse's going to live for another game, 9-6. Jesse has to rattle off 4 games in a row to be able to take this. Can he dethrone Punk, or is Punk going to continue for his 4th week as King of the Hill? And look, Punk... I mean, we can say 4th week of King of the Hill, but I mean, this is just weeks and weeks and weeks of dominant play from him at all manners of events.
You know, Jesse did get 3 games in a row to start the set, so I don't think it's out of the question that he closes it out with 4, but there are going to have to be some big changes in how he deals with Punk's movement.
Yeah, really, Jesse's best chance right now is to win this 1 game and then win 2 games and have Punk get more and more nervous as it goes. But Punk just doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who gets nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's punished, yeah. Get out of there. Oh no, mistimed it, yeah.
think a big part of this too for Jesse might be playing offensively, or just sort of underneath differently than he had in the past. The zoning wasn't really working out over time.
You see, he tried to read that. He read the same thing, that backdash. He read the backdash and tried to punish with the stand fierce, but he was too late that time. But it was the same read that he had before. Oh boy. This pressure in the corner. All that white life gone. Jeez, close to stun.
Ooh, just a little bit off there.
And there's, okay. So that's probably the end of this round, whether this kills or not.
Yeah, very tough to make this comeback, of course.
Yeah.
And Jesse's shown, it's very tough to make a comeback against Punk.
All right, match point again. Match point again. Jesse survived this last time. Can he do it again, or will Punk continue as the king? Oh, finally it hit! Oh, gets the crush counter. Oh, but nothing afterwards. Yeah, that stand fierce.
So sick.
Yeah.
What an option. To use that to get back into the corner, just so good.
You see Punk always using that with light punch, dash up, double light punch. Catches back tech, catches regular quick rise. Oh, into critical art, so this is gonna catch him up, but Punk is still sitting on a lot of meters, so there's not really much of a lead.
Oh, the overhead. Well, hard to have seen that.
We haven't seen a lot of Yoga Gales from,
That-
oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's
he
gonna be
had the
bad.
preview on that activation. Punk is gonna get the throw, and he takes it 10-6. But definitely a well put up fight there by Jesse. He rattled off 3 games in a row, and it looked like he was gonna, he might have the chance to upset Punk.
Yeah, well, it started out great.
Did not happen. Punk
12th
continues
win
in his
for
4th
player
week
2.
as your king of the hill.
Yeah, but that was a good test for him. I'm so impressed by his movement, his spacing, the control that he, really took away from Jesse. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna have conversations with both players about how things went. All right, let's talk with the champion here, with the King of the Hill himself, A4 Punk. That started out not going your way, right? There were 3 games in a row for Jesse, and then there was this incredible turn of momentum where you won 5 games straight, and he won only 1 round in that period of time. What was the change?
When I fight new Dawsums, I normally lose like the first set of games, which is good that this is a 1st to 10 and not 2 out of 3 in tournament. Because I can't read Dawson's defensive habits the first few games. I have to play a while to get used to how he reacts to different situations. And, yeah, that's like how I got to turn around.
Well, I mean, I definitely noticed the meaty pressure, the mix-ups being a little bit different. But I guess more impressive to me, and kind of what I'm more interested in, is the neutral game change. Like, do you feel like you changed up how you were playing?
Yeah, for the first 3 matches, I just got hit with everything. So every now and then, I decided to chill back, wait, whiff punish the limb,
Yeah.
and then do the EX dash and start my offense from there.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking as somebody with, Sim, it's one of the characters that I use myself. It's very tough for a Dalsum to play against somebody with that back and forth movement. If you don't know where they're going to be, it's hard to know whether you should throw a limb out or not. And I feel like that really kind of flummoxed him a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, for those first few games, though, did you feel like you were considering a switch or anything like that?
Nah, I was just still adapting to his play style, so I never thought about switching in the set. I was just gonna stick it out with Cameron, win or lose.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I think that's pretty cool. What was it about Jesse and sort of Jesse's style that made you want to go Karen in the first place?
Um, Dawson is not really a character you could use subs on, I guess, because if you don't know the matchup with a certain character, you're probably not gonna beat Dawson because it's harder than it is if you play like you main the character and you fight in sim because you know all your options in his. So it makes it a lot easier on me to not like play a sub because I probably would have got bodied.
No, yeah, I get that. I mean, he's an unusual character, right? So you have to play against him differently than you do most of the
Yeah.
cast. Yeah, for sure. Well, after having seen how that went, do you want to tell that scrub Jesse that you bodied him and it was free?
I don't think it was free. What was it? 10-6?
Yeah, Sensei, it wasn't free.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, give me some trash talk. That's all.
I can't.
You
because
can't.
he was bodying me at the start, so
I mean, he's a great player. There's no doubt. I'm
I
just trying
can't
to get
I
you to
can't
come on,
talk
man.
trash right now. I have to. It has to be in the moment. I can't just pull it out and just do it.
Well, all right. I guess not everybody can do that, but nice job to you.
Thanks.
We're looking to see you in the future again. You'll be back as King of the Hill. Thanks a lot for being here. Let's go over now to talk with Jesse and James.
All right, I'm here with Jesse with a really tough fought match. I mean, you started obviously with 3 games in a row. I mean, at that point, how are you feeling being up not only 3 games, but 6 rounds straight?
I was feeling pretty good in the beginning. I was like, okay, I got a nice little lead. I'm getting all the mix-ups in, but I knew it was a matter of time before there might be an adjustment. He's a really smart player, so I was like, okay, the tide might change, so don't get too caught up in the fact that you're in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, at first when it started, I mean, it's interesting because the one thing that I noticed is that your defense was impeccable in those first 3 games. You were teching throws, you weren't falling for shimmies, and you were counter poking and everything like that. What is it that Punk did that changed it from that point?
He was really good at picking spots of when to jump, and then in neutral, I noticed a lot of walking back and kind of taking his time, kind of like analyzing the situation a lot more. And then it was harder for me to kind of get that momentum back once he started doing that.
Well, look, Punk has destroyed a lot of people here at King of the Hill for the past few weeks, right? And he's done it with a lot of his sub characters, and he just went straight to Karen here, right? How does that actually make you feel, knowing that he was like, you know what, I'm just busting out my real character on you from the get-go?
Well, Punk is one of the best players in the country right now. I feel like he's been on a roll. He's been on fire lately, and so I'm really excited that I got to play him. I was really curious. I was like, I want to play him so bad, and then the fact that he picked Karen on me is like, it was great. I'm glad he picked Karen, and yeah, I'm definitely going to study the tape. So in case I have to play him again, I'll give him a better fight.
Now, obviously, you would have preferred to have won this match, but what kind of positives can you take from this? Like, what can you take away? What did you learn in this matchup against him?
I probably learned a lot about just kind of being more patient. I think sometimes I kind of get wrapped up in the way that things are going, but smart players are going to adjust. People are going to like adapt, and they're going to come back with a different style. So I kind of have to just sit back, maybe just like assess the situation while it's going on, and then take it from there.
Now, at one point, because, we had talked about how you have started to learn a defensive play, but I noticed at one point in time, it almost kind of looked like you were trying to go back to Season 1, Jesse. Was that intentional, or was that just a forced, like, out of habit, or?
A part of that was because I was like, okay, I'm getting cracked open every single time. I felt like he was really picking his spots and really opening me up, so I felt that the only way to really come back would maybe just start applying my offense. So maybe if I start applying my offense, then he might kind of get thrown off by that a little bit. So I tried to switch that in game so that he could probably maybe get thrown off a little bit.
Well, obviously the CPT is going to start officially with final round coming up this weekend, right? So Are you going to final round, first of all?
I'm not sure if I'm going to go to final rounds. If I do, it's going to be very last minute. But I would love to go, but I'm definitely going to go to NCR in April. And, of course, SCR, EVO, and other majors.
So we are going to see you a bunch this year. Any plans to travel internationally?
I don't know about internationally, but I definitely want to travel within our nation. I definitely want to go to East Coast again. Last time I was there for Brooklyn Beatdown, I had such a great time. Everybody treated me with like just awesome time. Everybody was super cool out there. So I definitely want to travel more this year and hang out with everyone in Rensats.
And it was an impeccable production put on by ESL. No, I'm kidding. No, but great job. And you took Punk, like I said, 10-6, which I think is the most that he's had to fight against here so far in the King matches. So congratulations on that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and throw it back to David at the desk.
Well, Punk, I think, is continuing the string that he's had over the past, again, not just here at ESL, but over the past few months, really, since Red Bull Battlegrounds, NEC, Winter Brawl, King of New York, as you said. We'll see what he does this weekend. Very interested and with high expectations, I think, going into that, I would say. Commander Jesse, I thought that he played well. I obviously really liked the start of it. That was fantastic. But then there were moments in there where you could see him kind of like figure out something, and then very quickly Punk changed things up again. But it's not like he was just adapted to, and that there was no counter adaptation.
Right.
There definitely was, not enough. But I think he's right. If he goes back to the tape and reviews it a little bit, I think there were some moments where he was a little bit. He wanted to force things, from too far away,
right?
Or maybe up close a little bit too much, maybe too many drills, too many crouch and choke slides, things like that are definitely things that he could change up. But again, the way that Punk was playing that movement is so hard to know as the opponent what's coming next.
And that's again, it's just like what Punk said, right? He's like, thankfully this was a first to 10, not anything. Because can you imagine if this was a 2 out of 3, even a 3 out of 5?
Yes.
Right now, the West Coast would be like popping off, like
for sure.
Free!
Who's this guy beating all these East Coast scrubs? Unbelievable. Our guy took him out 6 straight rounds.
But that's what makes this format important, is that you can see the adjustment and you can see the counter adjustments and everything like that. And the one thing that, in these 4 weeks that we've seen Punk now, I just feel like his reads and his adjustment and what he does is just, it's so smart.
Yes.
It's really, really smart. That guy is, he's definitely one of the best in the country right now, and he will be a force to be reckoned with the entire Capcom Pro Tour all year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not expect any drop-off. Because, look...
Opposite for me. I expect him to get better because, for example, when Lud was up here, he mentioned that he, beat Punk over the summer.
Right.
Last summer. I don't even know that's the same guy.
Yeah, right.
And that's not that long ago.
Right.
We're in almost spring, I guess, late winter. Or I don't know how the seasons work. We're now in March.
Yeah.
And that's not that much time.
Right.
But he has drastically improved in that period of time. And don't put it past him to continue that upward rise, even as good as he is already.
And the best thing about from his point of view is, go ahead, nerf Karen. Go ahead, change that character. Go ahead and change this. He's obviously capable of just finding any other character and rolling with that character. So there's not going to be much that I feel like can really hold him back this year. So will we see him in December for the Capcom Cup? I mean, look, he's an easy favorite odds-on favorite to make it into Capcom Cup.
I think I'd be quite surprised
if
he didn't make it into at least the Capcom Cup. And who knows how he would do there, but it would be surprising if he didn't make it.
Yes, exactly. So, but again, next week we are going to be bringing back more players to come and fight. And of course, you can keep track of everything on twitter.com/ESLSF to see all the updates, highlights, and all sorts of news regarding Street Fighter here on ESL. And of course, next week was going to be...
It's Ray Ray versus Flo.
That's right.
So Ray Ray coming out here from the Northeast. Flo has been in California for some
Long time.
years.
Yeah.
Originally from
the
Chicago area.
Yeah, from the Midwest. Yeah.
Right. Where he was, in fact, one of the best players. And although many people may know him now as like a streamer, and he's kind of a jokester, he's a funny guy, all those things are true. But, you know, when he wanted to take fighting games seriously, better believe he was one of the best in the country.
Yeah, and we've always said that he's like one of the best casual players, like ever. Like when you're just playing in somebody's home, like he's almost unbeatable.
There's only one guy I've ever seen him lose to consistently, and that's Justin Wong.
Yeah.
Everybody else I've always seen him beat over
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
so.
like you said, everybody just kind of knows him as a streamer right now. But you know what? We also stream too.
We do at
We stream.
twitch.tv/UltraChenTV. We're going to be talking tonight, I guess, about this, and we'll be talking about Sencal standoff just happened. We'll be talking about other events. We'll be talking about news. Lots of stuff happening in the fighting game community, and not just with Street Fighter. You know, there's a lot of news about a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, And also we stream on our own channels as well. There's twitch.tv/jchenzor/ultradavid/sajam and /tasty_Steve. So all part of the Ultra Chen TV network.
That sounds so official, and I hope that everybody accepts that without questioning it. Thanks a lot for watching ESL's King of the Hill. Again, congrats to Punk. We'll see him next week. Hope to see you there too.
Peace.